Yeah. So parameterized jobs. Some places we use normal jobs. Some places we have to use parameterized jobs. You got it, right? So Jenkins offers you all the options. You must know all the features available in Jenkins. But ultimately, when you work on a task, you must be able to relate. You must be able to figure out. So which features you want to use, whether you have to go with parameterized job or a normal job. Ultimately, you should know when you work on that job. So I will show now how how to create parameterized jobs, fine, and how to take inputs and accordingly how to make our job reusable. See, simple. Uh, I have a function. So take a calculator. So to the calculator, you want to add two numbers. You can pass any number. So those numbers are nothing but parameters. So if calculator doesn't support parameters, then you can't use it effectively. You can't provide your own inputs to that function. So likewise, Jenkins parameterized jobs help us to reuse the job by passing different arguments. So I'll start with simple one. So first I want to focus on the concept, the syntax. Later, I can give you some real world examples related to parameterized jobs. Number one. See, simple. I want to deploy to development. I can write a parameterized job. The user can select the environment and say deploy. And I want to deploy to test parameter. Choose a parameter and say deploy to test. I want to deploy to production. Choose the parameter and say deploy to production. Right. 80/80, right? Yeah. So I create new item and I call this my app deploy something, some name. I want to show this in pipelines. Parameters supported in freestyle as well. It is not only for pipeline, it is supported in freestyle also. So click on pipeline, right? And in the general section, you see the option, this project is parameterized. So one thing I want to emphasize here, you can configure parameters by selecting these options. One way is that. The second way is you do that in the pipeline. I repeat this. So this is pipeline job. You know that. So what this can do? This can automate your DevOps related tasks by writing code like pipeline block, stages, agent, those things we can do. So what I'm telling you is you can use this direct option and configure parameters. This is manual. You're manually selecting them and you're using that one option. See, let me show that code. I will just take one choice parameter, or just I will take string parameter. I will take name. I will print hi, that name. So I'll keep it simple. See, string parameter, you must always provide names. So parameter names, let's say name itself, or I'll say first name, for example. See, if I say name, you will confuse. That's the reason I'm giving a different name. So first name. You can configure default value. I will leave it blank. And description. Enter your name. Enter your name. So what this job will do, it will ask you to enter the name. If you enter the name, it will say, hey, welcome. Hi, your name, welcome. Something like that. Now, that is the parameter. In the pipeline, I want to use that parameter. So pipeline, agent is must, right? Stage is also compulsory. And stage name, correct? I call this welcome steps, of course. Yeah, perfect. I want to take parameter, pass to this job and say, hi. If I enter Hari, it should say, hi, Hari, welcome. Something like this. What is the step to print messages? Echo. Echo. Like this. I want here, it should be name. See, that is string, right? In this string, I can say, hi, Hari, welcome, but it will always print Hari. I don't want to print Hari always. I want to take the parameter pass to this job and then print. How? Notice the syntax, guys. So dollar, open, close, curly brace. It is called string interpolation. This is Groovy. I told you earlier also. This is Groovy. So in Groovy, this syntax is called string interpolation. We use string interpolation to use or to refer to dynamic values. So I want to refer to a variable. If I say first name, are we referring to variable or it is a plain text? It's a plain text. So, but I don't want that to be a plain text. I want to refer to a variable. To make it, how you do that? Dollar. See, simple. In a simple text, you want to insert some variables. You want to insert some functions. Generally, it is done using interpolation. So, what is the variable name? First name. It is case sensitive. First name, but you can't say first name directly. It must be params dot first name. Everything is in lowercase. N is in uppercase. All of you, that's important. If you give everything in uppercase there, you must use everything in uppercase here. Correct? So first name, and see, we are using interpolation. Inside interpolation, we are using params. See, params is built-in variable. Who created that? I didn't create. Who has created that? Jenkins has created that. So what it contains, the parameters you configured for Jenkins pipeline is in that params object. So it is built-in. It is built-in. It is just a syntax. You think of it as a syntax. So params is a map. In that map, all your parameters are stored. I'm accessing first name, right? So save this one. Build. See that? That is your parameter name and description. Enter your name. So whatever you want to see here, give that as a description. I'll say Hari, and what is expected? It should say hi, Hari, welcome. Okay, it failed. Yeah, now you got into the track. So if it fails, it says no such method error, no such DSL. DSL means domain specific language. No such DSL method. It should be there. It's there. Yeah. So it says, it's very simple. So it says This is not found. So, like you noticed, it is a typo. It is a typo issue. So go to its configuration, click on pipeline. It should be Pipeline, pipeline. Yeah. So save it, build. Let's say hurry, and if all goes good. See, oh, null. This is one more bug. This is one more bug. Okay. Fine. Configure. Maybe my syntax is wrong. FIR. Okay. FIR. ST. Yeah. Fine. Save that. Build and say hurry. Yeah, it's coming out. It says hi hurry. So you pass anything else also. You take that. You know, right? How to define parameter and how to access parameter. So how we are accessing them? Params dot parameter name. If I pass two names there, like this. See, add one more and one more string parameter. I say last name and the default value, leave it. Enter last name, and I want to print first name, comma, last name, and followed by welcome. So can you help me with the syntax? Can you be on mute, baby? So interpolations, params dot, yeah, last name, and let's say build. So, yeah, see that it's perfectly coming out. So we learned how to define parameters and how to access parameters inside the job. This is good. This is good, but how did we configure this in the UI? Job is pipeline. The code is in a pipeline, but parameter configuration is in UI. So can I, let's say this is our current job, and in future, let's assume I want to migrate this job to some other Jenkins server. So I will take this code, I will paste it over there. And apart from that, I also should take care of other settings. Other settings here in sense, I need to manually configure those parameters. So otherwise, if I configure those parameters using code, when I copy this job to some other Jenkins, I don't have to manually do anything. Why? Because everything is in the pipeline itself. See, what I'm trying to tell you is, I'm sorry, no, I want to go to configure. See, I don't want to do this manually. So I want to do this with my pipeline code. That's what I'm trying to explain you. So how you get that syntax? See, here itself, I want to say parameters and whatever you did in the UI, you do that using this code, so that even if I create new job tomorrow, I don't have to configure these parameters manually. It will auto configure that. So parameters, I want to get the syntax for this job now. Same thing. I want to take first name, last name, and do the same thing. But instead of configuring parameters In the UI, I want to configure parameters from my code. I told you, use pipeline syntax. To get help of steps, the first link here, snippet generator. To get help of other elements in the pipeline, like you want to get agent information, parameters information. So other main components, okay? You go to declarative directive generator. See that. Agent, environment, input, matrix. What is that matrix? What is that? Matrix-based authorization, project-based matrix authorization. That is what it is. So parameters. Here, the good thing is you don't have to write it. You can always generate this one. String parameter, right? Name, first name, description, enter. I'll say first name. Why is coming? Enter, first name, add one more. Oh, I'm unable to because it's blocked. Yeah, no worries. See this one, that is the block. Take the block and remember, parameters block should be inside pipeline block. It should not go inside stages. It should be in the top level, like your agent. Along with agent, parameters should be there. See that one? String. String means this parameter type is string. Description and name. So if you want to have one more parameter, you have to copy that, come to next line, paste it. This should be last name and it has to be last name and the rest is save. 1 second. Copy this. Let me save. Let me leave that. See, it is already configured. Let me leave that. Let me build new one. Let me build new one. So pipeline. So I will not configure from here. See that I'm not configuring from here. Paste it. Save it. But we expected build with parameters. But it's not giving me build with parameters. It says build. I'll explain why. Whatever code we have, that needs to be executed at least once. Only then those parameter configurations will reflect. In sense, click on configure. See, this is not configured yet. Why? The code is not executed. So when you execute the code, then this gets configured. That's why it says just build. Simply hit build. It will say hi, null, welcome. First time, because we are not passing any arguments. See that? It's giving blank, leave it. But now, can you see this one? Build with parameters and see that first name, last name. So first time we configured from the UI. Second time we configured using pipeline code. Clear? Right. So like string, what are other parameters supported by Jenkins? It supports choice parameter. Choice means a drop down. Like you can have dev, test, prod, like a drop down. Select the value from the drop down and execute the job. It supports string. It supports choice. It supports okay, 1 minute. Like credentials, you can pass credentials as a parameter. It supports Boolean, yes, no. Let's say you have a job. You want to say yes, no to run your test cases. In Maven, let's say I want whoever is building the job, I want that guy to select whether to run test cases or not. I can put a Boolean type of parameter and I can say yes. In the logic, when I say Maven clean package, if value is yes, I will say -d skip test equals true. If value is false, I will say -d skip test equals false. So all those types of parameters are supported. See this file parameter. File parameter means you can attach a file. Okay. Password parameter. I need to check what is this run parameter. So apart from this, you can install plugins. Let's say you want a dynamic parameter. You want to get list of branch names automatically, dynamically. Like user wants to select a branch, then say build. So all that is possible, but you must probably install a plugin which supports that, or sometimes you can also write a custom script to get your stuff done. Any questions on this? Clear? Right. So we are clear with parameter stuff. And just format it. That's it. Okay, just colorful. Otherwise, code is same. We like it, right? We don't like black and white. Fine, good. So that is a good example of parameters. Now, to extension to this, I want to show you conditions. Like we can use conditions inside pipeline. That's advantage, right, in pipeline. Correct. So I will use parameterized job, but this time I will choose a different type of parameter, and I will show how to use conditions inside Jenkins pipeline jobs. Let's see this one. Let me leave this. I'll show one more a cool feature. So new item, I want to show when condition. There's an option to copy. See this one. It's like a clone. You already have a job. You want to create a new job from that and customize it. What was that? Param demo or something else? Are you sure? See that. So it create a new job by taking the settings of other job and click on. See that we got all that settings. This time let's use choice parameter. And in the choice parameter, I want to use environments like development, test, staging, production. And based on that, I want to create a condition. See this one. No, I want to do it from here. So delete this one, add a fresh one. Choice, name. I call this app env, means app environment. Choices, let's say dev, QA for test, stage for staging, prod for production. These are the supported values. choose the environment to deploy. Generate. This block is already there. Correct? See that one. Choice followed by choices, which is a list, and description followed by name. Take this one. Come back. Replace this one with your stuff. Right. Choice. Choice is the step. Otherwise, choice is a function like get for cloning or taking latest code. SH for running shell commands. Likewise, choice is a name for defining a choice parameter. I want to have two stages here. I will say one for development, one for test. See this? Deploy to dev. A logic for deploying to dev. Let's say deploy to prod. The logic for deploying to production. We're not doing actual deployment. We're just placing echo commands like print statements. What is our focus? Our focus is not to deploy. Our focus is to learn conditions. Deploy to dev, deploy to prod. In the echo, I will say deploying to development. And here, let's say deploying to production. But when? If user chooses dev, then deploy to development. If user chooses prod, then deploy to production. So I want to add condition to this stage. When that parameter value, okay, is equals to dev, only then run this. Otherwise, don't run this one. I will get syntaxes. 1 second. So declarative and see that when condition. One second. I'm generating the syntax for you. Because we do not use this regularly. It's one time always. We don't use regularly. Obviously, we do not remember syntaxes also. So here, not environment. I think so. It is parameter name. What is the name? App env. What's the expected value? Dev. So then do this. Otherwise, don't do this. Likewise. So when? So parameter name. I mean name of the parameter value. This has to be prod. So say that build with parameters. I think it's taking that old configuration. So I need to execute this at least once to take that changes effect. Okay, that's fine, no problems. Now see, okay. Second, that's a problem. Maybe this is not valid. So parameter is not valid. The syntax I gave is not valid. Okay. See, that is for environment variables. See, to compare environment variables, we use that environment. But I'm not comparing environment variables. I'm comparing parameters. Jenkins when condition on parameter. Expression. It has to be expression block. Configure lines when expression, it is a block, okay? Expression. Inside expression, params dot params dot name, params dot app env equals dev. Correct? Likewise, take this. Prod. See that when inside that expression, inside expression, it's square braces, and we want to compare parameters. That's the reason we're using params dot. So save, build. See, we're unable to pass anything here. First time. So it is still having the old configuration. We copied that job, right? It is still having old configuration, but it should have, say, skipped. Oh, it has taken the choice parameter. Maybe it has taken the first one as a default one. Looks like, yeah, no worries. See this one, now it is reflected. At the end, we say prod and say build. It has to deploy to production. See that, deploying to production, and we are skipping deploy to dev. So this is the usage of conditions. In conditions, this is a simple condition, like app env equals dev. Otherwise, app env equals prod. So it is a simple condition. You can use and, like condition 1 and condition 2. You can use or. So those options are also available. See this one. This is or condition. Condition 1 or condition 2 or condition 3. Likewise, you can have combination of a complex expression you can have, I mean to say. But anyways, these things you can explore yourself. So that covers conditions, using conditions in our pipeline jobs. So we have seen parameters. We have seen using conditions. Right. Okay. Yeah. See, one more. If you want to align them, it is possible. So if that choice parameter is lengthy, for example, you want to break into multiple lines, you can do that. See, you can have description followed by you want to have name. So this is possible. Okay, fine. Let's try. Say, build. Syntactically, sorry, see that you can align them neatly if it is going beyond your view. So next one. Jenkins environment variables. Right. So environment variables. So dashboard, new item, env, demo, pipeline. Click on OK. Steps, right? Right. So let's recall our old example. We did CI/CD with pipeline. Check out the code using Git, Maven build. After that, we said deploy. So Tomcat deploy. So for deploying to Tomcat, there are some variables like Tomcat IP address, Tomcat username. So let's say I want to use those variables globally in my pipeline. See here. Environments. Tomcat IP. Just a dummy example. Okay, don't consider this is a working example. So Tomcat IP. So I want to say Tomcat user. Check that whose mobile is that. Yeah, Tomcat user. Likewise, you can define environment variables. So it's useful like declaring variables like a variable. And those variables we can use across the pipeline job. Let's say I'm using this IP 10 places in my pipeline. 10 places. Tomorrow I want to change the IP. Do I need to change in 10 places or do I have to change in one place? One place, right? So that's where we go for it. Variables or in this case, at least environment variables. Now I will show echo and I want to show you first we have seen how to define them or declare them, followed by how to use them. See, for using them, we are deploying to, I want to print IP address. Using user, I want to print username. So how to access environment variables now? env, okay, dot. To access parameters, params dot. To access environment variables, env dot. And here I want to print username or the name of Tomcat user used for deploy. So how do I access that one? env dot Tomcat user, declaring them and using them or accessing them. So save. So build. What it says, undefined section. I think so. It is a typo issue. Go down further. Okay, it says this is not a recognized one. So I gave something which is not understood by Jenkins Pipeline. So where I can get this information? here, like this one, syntax, pipeline, syntax. Go to declarative, and in the declarative, what is that? Environment. I gave environments. This is environment. So copy, configure, so pipeline, clear, save, build. It's perfectly fine. See, we are deploying to this IP using, I gave one extra curly brace. Shall we fix that? Can you help? What I have to do? Either remove that or complete that with open curly brace. See, dollar open close curly brace. Inside that env dot save, build. It got fixed. It got fixed. Would like to show one more syntax in the same example. One more syntax is you can also directly access using name without prefixing env. 1 second. Save that. Build. Is it working? So env dot is working. Without env dot also, it's working. So for your reference, I leave like this. Even you can get rid of curly braces. That will also work. But you wish, but keep it consistent. If you call, see, which one you like, tell me otherwise. You like this one or this one? So I like the first one. Why? Because it is readable. When you see that, it says you are accessing the environment variable. So that is readable. So I like obviously the first one. So take that. So that is right. Jenkins environment variables. You can use them across the pipeline, anywhere in the pipeline. Right. Jenkins post build actions. Jenkins post build actions. Okay, after deployment, you may want to check a health. Or after deployment, you want to send email stating it is deployed to so-and-so environment. So maybe after deployment, you want to do some cleanup activity. So those things can be done using post build actions. Post build actions. Yeah. So go to dashboard, new item, post build pipeline. Click on OK. So pipeline, agent any, stages, one or more stage, right? Just call it hello. Steps. Our focus is post build actions. So go to pipeline syntax and go to declarative syntax. See, if you are dealing with steps, use snippet generator. If you're dealing with the pipeline, a script itself, like parameters, environment variables, agents, those things, You must choose declarative one. So you will have post stage, or build conditions. Select that. It's giving you bunch of checkboxes. Always run. You have certain things you have certain things to do always. Then use this. You have certain things when it fails. You have certain things when it succeeds. Okay. So what I do is, if job fails, I want to send email. So that I want to place in my post build actions. So which option I have to select? You tell me. I want to do this only when job fails. Run if the build status is failed. Generate. See that post in that failure. In that, write the code. When this block executes, only if your job fails. Otherwise, it won't execute. So take this. It should be outside stages or inside stages. Okay, it's a wrong guess, but it should be outside stages. That's fine. No worries. Post failure, and I will just have echo sending email to we can send actual emails also. This is just echo statement. We can send actual emails also. Save this, build. Open. It's printing hello. Where is that sending email? Why it is not coming up?
If it is fails, then it will come.
I'm checking your concentration. So it didn't fail, right? Job didn't fail, it succeeded. So obviously, it succeeded, it won't go into that failure block, obviously. And let me test the other case. Is there hurry command? Will it work or fail? It will fail. If it fails, what should happen? This should come up, yeah. So build. See, earlier this post build actions was white, blank. Now you see some options in that. What it says. So if there is a failure, it is going to send email. Likewise, if there is a success, see, if it is success, I want to send email to my development team saying it is successfully deployed. Please verify your changes. If it is a failure, again, I want to send a failure email. Conditionally, I want to do that. So in post build actions, right? You can put multiple options. So we have only success now. We have only failure now. Can I have success in that? Yeah. You can easily guess now. Success. Got it. Failure, success, and save. So build, it will fail. You will see only failure message. Now I will fix the code. Is this there? Get is there? Get is there. Will that be successful? It will be. And see that sending email to development team about Yeah, that's it.
Where do we need to configure the email ID, sir?
That we will see later. Okay. Yeah. So that is the building blocks of pipeline. So you know how to deal with pipeline now. You know parameters, declaring environment variables, configuring agents using conditions, and also you guys know how to use post build actions. Yeah, we got just 3 minutes. Very important question. What is Jenkins file? So currently we are not version controlling our code. Yes, means, okay, let's say there is one important job, pipeline job. Let's say this one itself, I'm sorry. Yeah, see, we have Tomcat, CI/CD, and no, not this one. We have a pipeline somewhere. Yeah, this one. Go to configure, go to pipeline. This is the code. Let's say I created this job, and now you're working on the same job for a different feature. You made changes and you're lost. You're stuck or you messed up with this code, whatever. Now, how you get back to my previous code? Not possible because we are not version controlling them. Correct. So if someone does like this and saves, we're gone. The code is completely gone. We can't get its previous version. So that's the reason this is okay. Writing code directly here is good. It is handy. For development, it is fine. But in real time, it has to be placed in a file. And that file should be kept in a Git, a Git repository, a GitLab, anything you guys use. It should be along with your project code. See this one. I will show my old repositories, old examples. This is Java web application. And I have shown demonstrations to build, deploy this Java application. For that, I have written Jenkins file. Open that. What it contains? The pipeline code. Your pipeline code. So don't keep pipelines in the script like this. It should come from SCM. It should always come from SCM. So I will answer this question tomorrow. But anyways, I answered it. I will write it tomorrow. It's simply a file containing Jenkins pipeline code, where it sits along with your project code. And if you want to write, see who writes this? We write this. And where you should go? Into SCM tool. What is a SCM tool now? Git. And all of us know how to use Git. So that's why we learned Git in the beginning. That is why I kept saying DevOps also should know how to use Git. Yeah. Thank you. See you tomorrow. Thank you.